everyone. So excited to talk to you today a bit more about your expertise in how to successfully launch a venture of your own. So to all of you watching this video, big welcome. This is going to be a 20-minute laser mentoring interview with Gisella, the founder of MepoweredPro, which is her consulting and coaching business, which she recently launched just over a year ago. She'll be sharing her expertise on how to launch a successful business on your own, as well as removing some of those blocks that so many aspiring entrepreneurs are facing. I'm Madeline. I'm the founder of Wonder Tours, a network promoting, supporting, and creating commercial opportunities for female entrepreneurs simply by sharing their stories. I'm so excited that you're here, Gisella. So please, would you like to tell us a bit more about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a career and business coach. My umbrella profile is really career success coach. That's because I guide individual professionals to devise, shape, and achieve their own version of professional success. And a lot of that is really for female entrepreneurs. Nice. Which is why I found your proposition very much aligned to what I do for a lot of women. I'd say 99% of my clients are women. So I think, you know, my mission and your mission are very much aligned.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, I absolutely loved. I read on your website before that you put it in such a great way that a MePowered Pro is someone who is empowered to follow their own career path and to also pursue their own version of success, which is yeah, I think it's a great way of describing what it is that you do, and also it's something that we're all about here at Wonder Tours as well. But let's dig right in. Entrepreneurship holds so many great opportunities, and it could be a very fun journey to be on. It's also some of the scariest things I think many of us feel that you could possibly do to start this journey of venturing out on your own. So first question would be, do you have any advice on how to sort of overcome this feeling of feeling like you couldn't possibly do this all on your own?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I totally relate to this topic also because I'm also what we call a solopreneur. So somebody who started a business alone. And it does come with a lot of extra challenges compared to those people that have the support of a network or even of multiple business associate or even just one business associate. And, and it's really that we have to both manage ourselves and manage our business. And, you know, and if you happen to do it also with a lot of extra external barriers and challenges, such as, you know, the economic crisis we're living, or, you know, everything that's come with the pandemic that we're experiencing, that's got an extra layer of challenges even more. But really, the first thing I would say to anyone who's thinking about starting a business by themselves is to really get a lot of self-awareness initially, like be really conscious of what you can realistically do by yourself. Because the truth is, you don't have to do it by yourself. You know, no one is able to cover all the different needs and functions and skills and abilities which are needed by any business alone. So eventually you are going to need external help. And you know, a lot of people just take it for granted that, you know, they might think, okay, I don't have enough, let's say, financial investment opportunity to, like, you know, hire new people or like pay, for example, even a business coach. They just make that assumption. And so they never really start a business, or because they say, I don't have any business knowledge or I don't have any marketing knowledge. And so they just don't start it because they don't realize that they can gain that extra support if they want to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some great advice, because I think in some ways that might be a female thing as well, that we're very sort of brought up to think that we take a lot of responsibility for ourselves and to get things done on our own, that and just to ask for help is yeah, a very big block for a lot of people. So that's definitely something to consider. If you're walking around and you've got this really great idea for a business, but you have no idea how to run a business, and two, definitely no idea how to even start one, what's the first step you should take to make your business idea a reality? Where do you start?
Yeah, I mean, as an individual person, if you are planning to start a business by yourself, I would say the first step to take is really to gain clarity on your finances.
Mm,
You have got to know that you have actually got the funds to start anything, because you are going to need to spend, for example, money on, let's not even mention advertising, but you've got to create a brand, you've got to create everything that you need to make a business function. So there are
right,
some
yeah.
expenses involved. So you need to be a good financial planner in really gain clarity on what are the amounts that ultimately you can allocate for your business expenses compared to your personal life expenses. And your personal life may involve different income streams. You know, a lot of the times, for example, the people that I coach have pre-existing jobs. They may have a full-time job elsewhere, or they may have a part-time job, or they may be working with their partner, for example. So they have different income streams. So they need to gain clarity on what is the amount that they need to live their life daily on a per month basis, what is left out of that, or what is the amount of savings that they can afford to spend for a business. So, you know, starting from, you know, creating your website, creating your marketing plan, understanding who your target is. So you need some investment on that. And I would say also you need to know that you have to invest in yourself as an entrepreneur. If you're a first timer, if you've never run a business before, there are a number of skills that you have to acquire, you know,
Yeah.
starting from scratch. And that could involve, you know, training yourself or gaining some mentoring or gaining some specific courses. So you have to get clarity on your finances. That is the first step, I would say.
Basically educating yourself on anything that you might need to know.
It could be something that is relevant for your business, for your line of business, whatever that could be. So it could be a specialist sector. If you don't know the sector, you know, maybe you have a passion. A lot of people these days are creating business around the passion. So let's say you love animals, and maybe you're creating some kind of, you know, service to pets. I don't know, dog sitting business, let's say, because you love dogs. And so you think, okay, my love for dogs is sufficient. Well, actually, that's not sufficient. That helps, but you have to know, you know, how to work at your finances. You have to research the market. You need to know how to position yourself in the market. You know, do anything that involves marketing. So what is going to be your brand proposition? What is going to be your pricing, your range of services? How are your services going to be different from the other ones available in your local market? Or do you provide services online as opposed to in person? So all of this is knowledge that you have to acquire one way or another.
And you started to talk about it a bit there, that once you know sort of you've got your finances sorted, you feel secure in knowing that you'll be able to support yourself for the coming period of time when you're in your sort of launch phase of your business. What else do you need to do? What kind of steps do you need to take in order to make your new venture a success?
Yeah, I would say the most important thing is to have a plan. And that involves both a business plan and a marketing plan. The two things go together. I see a lot of people who are improvising a business. They have an idea and it's great. Like I said, they have an idea, they have a passion, they may start to invest a bit of money on creating a website. But I do meet a lot of people who don't understand that they need to study the market and know how to stand out in a market. Otherwise, they're just going to compete on who is louder. The same thing that another 1,000 people are servicing or trying to provide as a service or a product, and they're not differentiated enough. So when I say do a business plan, I mean understand that your business model is viable. So understand that there is a need for what you're planning to sell, and understand how you're going to sell it differently to all the other people that are already selling it in the same market niche and in the same marketplace. A lot of the businesses have converted online, since 10 years, but even more in the last year, once again, because of the pandemic. A lot of, brick and mortar businesses have converted into some online service provision. And there's a lot more of that. Many freelancers, maybe they have a specialist skill and they used to have a portfolio of clients. So they used to have, a steady income coming from multiple clients. Many of these freelancers have lost clients during the pandemic, and now they're trying to restructure their business models so that they are more of a structured business, as opposed to, so that they can gain one client as opposed to servicing multiple clients. So there's ways of doing that, but you need to know how to do it.
Say that you've been going through all these steps. You've got a completely clear vision and business plan, and also a passion. What do you think? What are the advantages of starting a business out of a passion, as long as you do it in an organized sort of manner?
Oh, it's a great advantage, because I really think that the next step up to be what I said, a MepoweredPro, or a professional who is really truly doing what they wish to do as a job, right?
Yeah.
So back in the day, a job used to be something you do for money because we have to pay the bills, and that's how we get the money from a job. But when you have a chance to do it for something that is also your passion, your performance, your own performance as the director of your company will boost dramatically. It will be much better. You're going to be more productive, more effective, more motivated. Your energy will raise, and your clients or potential customers will perceive it if they meet you in person, or in any case through your communication, through how you communicate your services. You can sense the passion. So that does help. But you also need to know how to manage yourself, not just have a passion.
It can be really hard to cope when you're doing everything yourself. So what are some actions that you can take in order to help relieve some of that stress, or the busy lifestyle that you'll be living as an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so that's another great topic that is very close to my heart, is helping women understand how to manage their own sources of stress. You mentioned stress right there. So you see, this is all linked to what I call the work-life balance. And for each one of us, our definition of balance is made of different factors. And what I find that many people don't do is to actually self-assess. What is it that gives them a work-life balance? Because some people love to work, and you go from a workaholic to, let's say, if we're going to two extremes, you got workaholic and slacker, right? So somebody who thrives working 14 hours per day, and that's what they want, to somebody who prefers to work the least possible number of hours. Now, of course, in the middle, there's no right or wrong there. Here's the thing, each one of us has their own perception of what is good for them. And when you do question yourself, and when you do make clarity on what needs to be on the scale for work and life for you, it's almost like, then it becomes like project managing your own happiness. When you are aware of what is it that gives you balance by keeping work here, which means how you want to work, who you want to work with, how many hours, doing what, what gives you pleasure when you're working, what makes you more productive. So kind of studying this, and on the other hand, understanding how you choose to live your personal life.
Yeah.
People who are, I don't know, introverts, they're happy to, let's say, spend more hours at home, so they want to factor that in. Or people who are very sociable and outgoing, they want to have a social life as much as they can, or maybe they have other hobbies like a sport or other things they want to do, and so they need to free up more time and work less hours. So
Yeah.
that's what they need, and therefore, if they don't have enough hours, that's where the stress comes in. So stress is basically when there is a misbalance between what you want to achieve and what you're doing now.
Yeah.
If you question yourself and understand what is missing in my present life that could give me happiness if I gain it. And when you understand that, then you can start to plan almost like a project, how you can achieve that work-life balance and therefore reduce your amount of stress.
Manage yourself along with managing your business in this organized manner, where you create little steps for yourself, or little checklists.
Yeah, I mean, I've told you sort of the big picture. It's of course it's very easy to say it. I do understand that to gain work-life balance, besides obviously gaining clarity, like I said, then it does become like a steady work of, questioning yourself. Like the way I say it is, you need to have a sit down with yourself regularly.
Yeah.
As the business owner, as the owner of your own business, you have to also be able to evaluate your own performance. Because if you're not happy, your performance is not great at work.
Yeah.
If you do work alone, that's going to have an impact on your outcomes. So how many clients you get, or even if you retain the clients you have, maybe, you could lose your clients if you don't deliver, if you are in the service industry, for example. If you are selling products, it's different. Of course, they don't get you to meet you. So that in that case, it becomes more a case of planning your marketing properly.
I know that you're very passionate about not only helping businesses succeed, but also the people behind them. So definitely, it's I think there's a lot of truth in when it comes to entrepreneurship, that if you're not sort of managing yourself and investing in yourself, then it's going to be harder to make your business a success as well. Is there some final advice that you'd like to give for all of the aspiring entrepreneurs out there who have now watched this video and they're ready to go do it and to start working on their business dream?
So I would say, if somebody has a desire to be an entrepreneur, and maybe they've had it for quite a long time, it's been there, there's a reason for it, I would say. So they are definitely missing something in the present. I mean, most of the people I speak to are becoming entrepreneurs because they are pursuing freedom, as they say. In some way or another. Maybe they want to be their own boss and not have an external boss, or maybe they want to get more spare time for themselves and therefore control their agenda. So what I would say really is, you really have to believe that this is possible. Because I see so many people, they just keep saying to themselves, I'll never be a business owner, or I could never be an entrepreneur, or people tell me I could never do what you're doing. And I said, well, I've done it. I'm no special person. Okay, I have a background in marketing, but you could get an external marketing consultant. So, it's not a barrier as such. You just have to want it. My advice is, if you want it truly and you are prepared to take action and make it happen, then you will make it happen.
I think that's a great piece of final advice. Just go for it. Go for it and go do it, and use all of these amazing steps that Gisella has outlined for us today. If you've got any questions about what we've discussed today, or if you'd like to get in touch with Gisella here, just find her contact information below or at MepoweredPro.com.